Good evening, everyone, and welcome to your Monday edition of FSU weather. Currently is 80 degrees outside. We really got cooled off from those scattered showers we were really seeing come off and on all day long. Dew points are still high though, so we're feeling a little bit muggy, but the feels like temperature of 85 is pretty great for the summertime. You see most of the showers have already moved through Tallahassee. We have a little blip right here to the north of us. Those showers are really starting to die down now that we're getting towards the evening hours. But what we're really going to be talking about is this cold front that's going to start pushing towards Florida. By the time we get to Wednesday, it's going to stall over us, and it's going to start bringing us a lot of rain, even more rain than that we got today. So the next 3 days kind of shows this. By Wednesday, we get up to an 80% chance of rain. Those temperatures are going to start to cool down as well. But for the rest of the show, we're going to continue to talk about this cold front that's approaching the area on Tuesday, how it's going to stall over us, and the wet pattern and cooler temperatures that it's going to bring us for the rest of this week. For now, I'm going to send things off to Jake, and he's going to give us a look at the southeast.
Thanks, Tyler. You're seeing those rain-cooled temperature values around Tallahassee, and that's kind of a common theme in other parts of the southeast here, and it's going to be a continued trend as we'll outline later on in this segment here. Right now, some sunshine off to our west, especially in parts of Louisiana and Texas, 92 degrees in Dallas, 93 in Shreveport. But as you go off to the east, it's where you're seeing a little bit more of those rain showers and some of those cooler temperatures to go along with it. In particular, Tallahassee at 80, where things are just starting to clear out a little bit, and of course Jacksonville at 77 degrees with a current thunderstorm there. The dew points are still quite muggy across the entirety of the southeast, but if you see Oklahoma City there, not quite the out in central southern plains here, 59 degrees. We're starting to see those values dropping a little bit, and that's associated with an approaching cold front that we'll start to see sagging further into the southeast over the next 24 to 48 hours. We're going to have to get through a little bit more of rather oppressive heat in some of these spots, though. Still feeling like 102 degrees in Shreveport at 5 p.m. Central Time over there, 99 heat index in Montgomery. But again, if you go up towards Nashville, combination of some slightly drier air as well as some current rainfall, it's still trying to work through areas of the Tennessee Valley, starting to feel a little bit more comfortable in those spots. And so far, we have some southerly flow really sticking around along the entirety of the Gulf Coast, so helping to drive in some of that moisture from the Gulf of Mexico really pretty deep into the southeast, but you start to see those northerlies behind that front if we go towards Oklahoma as well as portions of Arkansas as well. Starting to see the rain clearing out of those spots, moving from areas of Arkansas down towards the southeast here, and that's going to continue to push off further towards Florida in the next 24 to 48 hours or so. For now, we're seeing some flooding concerns. These red boxes indicating flash flood warnings for pretty big chunks of Tennessee, including the Nashville metro area with those training cells. Also looking at some tropical activity. Tropical Depression 3 was recently designated by the National Hurricane Center. Not expecting too much in the way of significant intensification. Might not even become a named storm. If it does, it would be named Chantal, but is currently projected to still remain a tropical depression and just be a bit of a rainmaker for Florida and other portions of the East Coast. But for the next 48 hours, we'll start to see those rain showers pushing off to the southeast with that cold front sagging into Mississippi and Alabama by the middle of the afternoon tomorrow, and then stalling out over the Big Bend region on Wednesday, driving our rain chances as well as for portions of the state of Florida significantly up really through the rest of the week. But as for tonight, again, the warm and muggy conditions are going to be sticking around for portions of the southeast, and then tomorrow starting to see some clearing behind that front in areas like Little Rock and Nashville, cooling down into those lower 80s. But now let's go back into our Tallahassee forecast with Zach.
Thanks, Jake. So the majority of the afternoon, we've been seeing a lot of these showers, so our rainfall totals are still sort of starting to come in right now at the airport. We're reading a little less than 1/10 of an inch, a little bit below average, but that number is going to continue to update as those showers continue to push through this afternoon and this evening. Our satellite is showing some of those spotty showers that pushed through earlier that's going through now. Looks like we're raining out there in Tallahassee. We saw a bit of lightning out in the around the area earlier today. And current conditions, we're sitting at 80, so a little bit cooler because we have seen some of those showers. The sun hasn't been able to peek out and heat up too much. Dew point 74. Our feels like temperature isn't too bad, 85 compared to what we would normally be seeing, close to the hundreds on any other day. And current conditions, 80 degrees here in Tallahassee, some of those clouds sticking around from those storms. A little bit warmer in Quincy where the sun's starting to peek out, as well as our coastal cities, 86 around on the coast there. Dew points, we're seeing 74 in Tallahassee, and our coastal cities are higher, 76, 78 in Carabel with that moisture coming off the Gulf, so it's pretty juicy air along those areas there. And as a result of that, 98 feels like temperatures in St. Mark's, 99 in Carabel, but we're a lot cooler around these areas that have had that rain cooling, feeling like 85 degrees here in Tallahassee. And our winds are coming straight off the Gulf, a little bit breezy more towards the north. Carabel, the breeziest spot on the map, 11 miles per hour. Quincy 7, Perry 7 as well. Not too much going on in Valdosta, no wind there. And our big picture is showing this cold front that's going to try to push through the area over the next couple of days, Tuesday into Wednesday, and that's going to be bringing a lot of rain for our area, potentially even a washout on Wednesday. So our next 24 to 48 hours, we're going to see some of those showers tonight start to clear out, and it's going to be a little bit cloudy waking up in the morning, and then we can expect our summertime conditions to return. 12 o'clock, noon, a little bit more cloudy. Those showers are going to start to build up. And then we see the showers really push through the area into tomorrow evening, and they may stick around for a little bit because of that cold front, and we are expecting it to rain even more on Wednesday. It's going to be stormy for the rest of the night. It's going to be starting to clear out a little bit, but for the next few hours, we might see a little bit of lightning, a rumble of thunder here and there. 73 in Tallahassee tonight, a little bit warmer on the coast, seeing a little bit of those coastal showers, 75 in St. Mark's. And for tomorrow, we can expect a similar pattern to how we had today. A little bit warmer though, a high of 88 in Tallahassee tomorrow. Storms all around the area as we have this cold front starting to push its way through and creep in the area. We can see highs not quite reaching 90, so a little unusual for this time, but that's because of the cloud cover we'll be having with these storms. I'm going to now pass this off to Tyler.
Thanks, Zach. And we're going to take a look at our national view. There we go. There it is. And if there's one word you could use to describe the U.S. right now, it's hot, with the only exception really being the Northeast, Boston at 74, Louisville at 76. The places where the cold front has already moved through are a little bit cooler, and in the Southeast, mid to upper 80s all throughout. And if we get to the West Coast, even Seattle up at 80 right now, they don't usually push into the 80s very often, even during the summertime. And we can see from our dew point temperatures that you can see really where the cold front is exactly. These cooler dew points of 58 in Kansas City, 52 in Chicago. The cold front has already pushed through there. It's a little bit drier now, and we're going to see it's going to continue to push into the southeast and continue to dry things up for a lot of us. And there is that line right there. And when we talk about cold fronts, a lot of the storms go ahead of the cold fronts. So places like Mississippi, Georgia, North Carolina, we're really going to start to see the rainstorms push through there because they're right in front of that cold front. Once the cold front passes, though, you experience a lot more calm conditions. But right now, places like New Jersey, Pennsylvania, even the southeast of New York, where that cold front is kind of lingering around right now, they have a higher chance of severe storms. This yellow, a slight chance, means a 2 out of 5 risk for a severe thunderstorm. The green is a 1 out of 5 risk, and then once you get to the light green, just a risk of some thunderstorms that aren't quite so severe. We can see the rain moving through right now. The storm's really starting to hit New Jersey right now. They're under a severe thunderstorm warning. That's what the orange means. And then the dark red, that is a flash flood warning. So much of the Northeast really getting slammed by storms right now. And then the severe thunderstorm watches, which are the pink, are really stretching all the way down to Virginia and getting into Rhode Island as well. So pretty far-spreading storms for the most part. And then our flash flood watches and warnings stretch all the way down into getting into Tennessee and Kentucky. And that's because they also have some storms moving through right now as well. A slight chance of a severe thunderstorm in Nashville, and you can really see the line of storms from this cold front continuing to push through Tennessee right now under a lot of flash flood warnings throughout different parts of the state. Over the next 24 hours, you're going to see those line of storms continue to push into the southeast as the cold front continues to push towards Tallahassee. And by the time we get to late Tuesday and into Wednesday, we're really going to see rain chances start to pick up for us in Tallahassee. But for the rest of the country, not really much rain to speak of. So for tonight, going to be pretty cool all throughout the country, except for Phoenix. Going to be 88 tonight. That's what our high is looking at like right now in Tallahassee. Then Tallahassee is going to get down to 73, Atlanta 73 as well. And then for tomorrow, southeast going to stay hot. Tallahassee going to be at 88 degrees, and then the west coast going to be relatively cool. Seattle at 75, San Francisco at 69. Then our hot spot's going to be Phoenix at 107. But for now, I'm going to pass things off to Zach with a look at Florida.
Thanks, Tyler. And with Florida this week, we're not only going to be talking about the heat, but we have a lot of rainfall to be talking about everywhere from South Florida all the way to the Panhandle region. Right now, our current conditions, 80 degrees here in Tallahassee, sort of cloudy skies. Jacksonville, it's raining there, 77, 84 down here in Miami. And our dew points, we're seeing moderate dew points for this time of year, 74 in Pensacola, 74 in Tallahassee, and down here in Key West, 72. So not too bad, still feeling a little bit humid. We do have a high pressure system sort of in our Gulf right here, and then over more towards our east side, we do have Tropical Depression 3 over in the Atlantic, a little bit south of where Miami is over there. And the satellite, this is the big story, the rain. So most of the peninsula is seeing a lot of that rainfall anywhere from between Tampa and between Orlando. You can just see these showers and lightning sort of pop up. Our rainfall sort of already came through the Tallahassee region. We are still seeing a few showers linger around, and they're going to fade out through the rest of the evening. And hopping to zoom in to our Panhandle region, Tallahassee, seeing these showers sort of start to clear out. A lot of them going to the north, starting to fizzle out. Not too much. We'll have a little bit of cloud cover for the remainder of the evening, but the showers should be fading there. Now let's hop over to the Jacksonville area, Gainesville. We did see on the map earlier that we had some storms in Jacksonville. Those are starting to fade out as well. And we're going to now look a little more south where most of the active stuff is going on around the Everglades region, a little bit south of Fort Myers. We can see all that lightning starting to pop up. So if you're in that area, stay safe and be aware of the lightning. And we have Tropical Depression 3 that's going to be bringing rain to a lot of our South Florida region. We can see Miami may be seeing the effects of that. But other than rain, we might not be seeing too bad of effects of the overall storm. And it's just going to sort of ride the coast. Nothing too bad. Strongest winds looking at 35 miles per hour there. And our next 24 hours, the rain's going to try to start pushing through there. And we do have this cold front that's going to start to come through Tuesday. So Tuesday into Wednesday, we're going to be expecting a lot of rain, a lot of cloud cover there. And then after it pushes through on Wednesday, we can expect it to sort of stall out between Tallahassee and Gainesville around the Perry region. We can expect the rain just to sort of linger around. So for tonight, we're going to be looking at a low of 73 degrees. And it's going to be rainy, sort of fizzling out. Tomorrow, 88. And then we have our 10-day forecast to look at. We'll be expecting rain in the 10-day.
All right, well, thank you, Zach. Let's go to our live FSU weather stem camera from Doak Campbell Stadium here, just showing that decreasing cloud cover that we're starting to see here across the region. Had a little bit of rain, of course, earlier in the day, as we were just alluding to earlier, but starting to see a little bit of clearing off to the west, so hopefully that's going to set up for one of those beautiful Tallahassee sunsets. Most of the rain activity is off to our west as well as off to our north, and that's all starting to fizzle out as we're losing some of that daytime heating, and the atmosphere is stabilized somewhat with that increased cloud cover that we've really been seeing throughout the afternoon. So things should be improving pretty substantially over the next couple of hours or so, setting up for a partly cloudy night ahead for us in Tallahassee. As for the current conditions around the area, you're really seeing where that rainfall is occurring more than other places, like Donaldsonville up in Seminole County, Georgia at 77 degrees, Tallahassee at 80. Some warmer spots, 86 Carabel and Apalachicola, 87 in St. Marks, where that rain has not quite yet fallen. Southerly flows still driving in that Gulf moisture at the lower levels of the atmosphere, so we're seeing those dew points well into those 70s, including a 78-degree reading at Carabel and a 77 at Perry as well. That's not really going to be changing except for our far northwestern regions over the next 48 hours or so as that front tries to creep its way through our area. And again, those heat index values are dropping where the rain has been falling, so a bit of a silver lining if it seems like a gloomy afternoon for you guys out there. Winds largely out of the south and southwest across really the entirety of the area. A bit more of a westerly turn as we go towards the western Florida panhandle, still bringing in that, again, warm and moist air from the Gulf of Mexico. And that's really going to be a continued trend for us for the next 24 hours as this front creeps its way into our area and begins to stall out here. So you see at the end of the day tomorrow, this will drop into Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia, and then into the day on Wednesday, stalls out, becomes stationary as you see this red and blue sort of contrast here. And again, driving plenty of rainfall in our immediate area here, especially on Wednesday where we're calling for an 80% chance of rain. So it could be a bit of a washout there, especially in the afternoon and early evening hours. So for tonight, could still see an isolated shower in the next couple of hours or so, but by the time the sun goes down, looking like a good night, partly cloudy. low 73 degrees. For tomorrow, the showers and storms will once again build and start to increase in coverage, especially in our northern and western areas tomorrow before Wednesday becomes a really entire area issue. 89 degrees for the afternoon high. Could see some spots being a little bit cooler where those thunderstorms really start to develop. For the week ahead, Wednesday, once again, a bit of a silver lining. Temperatures reduced substantially, only 84 degrees for that afternoon high, with thunderstorms being a profound story for really the majority of the day. Thursday, I see those clouds sticking around as well, 85 degrees before things rebound and kind of go back to normal here at a 40% chance of rain, those temperatures in the lower 90s. We're going to leave that social media up for you in case you want to give us a follow. Otherwise, we'll see you guys tomorrow at 6 o'clock.